Good afternoon, everyone. This is Suzanne. Please type in that you can hear us if you can hear us. I'm on the phone with DeaconRon, and we're anxious to get our phone conversation started. Please let me know if you can hear us. Be sure your computer's off, Ron, because you'll get an echo.
Okay.
All right? It's a little weird, but then you can sort of hear yourself twice.
Okay, we're off. We're on
right.
like a 7-second delay.
Yeah, there is. And you'll be able to see the chat. You can just, mute your own computer.
Yeah.
Oh, they can hear us. Yes, indeed. They are on. Well, Ron, welcome to the Dunrobin on the Porch Swing with Suzanne. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Thank you for the invitation.
Well, I'm delighted. I'm very curious about lots of things, more even than the questions that we currently have on our special topics board. And one of the first things I'm curious about is your village. I'd like you to describe it for us. Can you?
The village of is I've just uploaded some pictures of the downtown area. It's a population of 850, give or take.
Uh-huh.
We are a very small community. It's mostly made up of retired folks who are who have downsized and are living on a fixed income.
And why did they choose to live there? What draws people to that village?
I think what the census is that people are moving away from the large municipalities, the large urban centers, into the rural setting where it's quieter.
Mm-hmm.
The lifestyle is very slow.
Uh-huh.
And the prices are affordable.
So 800 people, and what's the nearest large community then? If people have to go to a hospital, for example, where would they go?
They would go to the Lindsay, Ontario, which is about a 45-minute drive from here, or they can go to the Soldiers Memorial in Orillia, which is about a 50-minute drive. Depending on the type of emergencies or what type of medical care they need.
And what about a tourism economy? You're on a lake, so is there fishing? Is there boating?
Simcoe, and the fishing is phenomenal in the lake. It attracts, I would say, 1,500 people each summer, because just to the south are cottages, and there are about 200 cottages.
And those are summer cottages. People just come for the summer months.
That is correct.
And you have loons on your lake?
We have loons galore.
Oh, I envy you, that wonderful sound in the morning.
Beautiful.
Oh, unlike anything else. They're just gorgeous, yes. And those would be Arctic loons?
I'm sorry?
Well, are they Arctic loons or the common loons?
Common.
Okay. Beautiful. So tell me what it's like in winter. Does the lake freeze completely over?
Yes, it does. And it attracts the ice fishermen. There's ice fishing each year, can hold up to about 75 to 100 ice huts each year.
Wow. Wow. And there's a lot of snow on the ice, or is it clear? Do people skate?
No. There's no, you're taking your life in your hands if you skate, because there are some cracks in the ice and some can fall through.
Uh-huh.
Depending on what part of the lake you're going to be on.
So I'm envisioning a place, Ron, I've flown over that area. I once flew from up to Churchill to watch polar bears. And we flew over much of that area of Canada, and it seemed like there were lots of lakes and lots of rolling hills, but no real mountains, and very heavily forested with spruce trees. Is that right?
That is correct. The further north you go, the more populated you're going to get into trees, valleys, mountains. Not like Montana mountains, but pretty close.
Yeah, and moose. That's the other thing that comes to my mind when I think of where you are moose. Do you have a lot of moose?
No.
Really? I'm surprised. Do people...
The moose population has depleted over the past, I would say, the past 10 to 15 years.
Wow. And did you know why?
Even the experts are trying to figure that out. Right now, we're being overflowed. We're being overflowed by deer. What else?
Bears?
We have some bears in north of us. That when the food is scarce, when the prey is scarce in their hunting areas, they head south and they come down to the smaller communities, Beaverton, Sunderland, and go into the garbage dumps and just tear everything apart, looking for anything to eat, scraps of food.
Oh, so they're problem bears.
It has been a problem. 2 years ago, there were there were a few bears that didn't want to leave and had to be tranquilized and moved out of the area.
Yeah. Well, let's start with some of the questions that some of the other members had. People were interested in your schooling to become a pastor. And what church are you associated with, Ron?
The Anglican Church of Canada.
Okay. And is that like the Anglican Church of England?
It's like the Church of England, and it's the Episcopal Church in the United States.
I see. Okay. So did you go to an Episcopalian or an Anglican Church of Canada seminary then?
Yep, the Toronto School of Theology and Trinity College, where I took 4 years of philosophy and theology.
Wow, very interesting. And where was that?
In Toronto.
In Toronto.
Mm-hmm. At the University of Toronto.
And you also have studied organ, is that not correct?
I am a student of organ, yes.
And do you play at your own services ever? Do you play in your own church?
Occasionally, when our regular organist is away or is sick, then I will fill in.
And what kind of an organ do you have? Do you have a pipe organ in your church?
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
You will see pipe organs in the larger urban churches down in the big cities, but in rural churches where I am, no. It's just a regular 2 manual. The pipe organs are 3 to 4 manual playing instruments.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you send some photos, I'll add them to our post about you on the Force Playing. If you would send a photo of your church, I know people would love to see that. Could you do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great. But tell us about your parishioners. If the village is mostly senior people who are retired, then I would assume that constitutes most of your parishioners.
A good number of them, Suzanne, but we've seen over the past 4 to 6 months new families moving
Hello?
in.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So we're getting the young families moving in.
That's terrific. And is it the same thing that's bringing them? They want a place that they can raise their family that's a little bit slower and a little more friendly and
a little bit safer.
Yeah. And what do they do then when they come to the, I suppose that they provide some of the services to the seniors.
Yes, we have, the township has a community for seniors programs where they offer them outings for shopping, doctor's appointments. What else is there? Community lunches, and whatever they need, the township is there to provide transportation or just personal support.
Well, people must be excited to see some new young families come in with children that sort of enliven the community.
Absolutely, because the children are going to be the future of the community.
For sure. I think that, here in Montana, we've also noticed that at first it was the seniors that came, primarily baby boomers. I consider myself a baby boomer. I actually did a demographic study of the phenomena, and in the mid-'90s, people started moving to the Rocky Mountain West into smaller communities looking for, a slower pace of life. But I've just recently read that younger people are now following for the very same reasons. They want a gentler place to raise their children.
Yes. It's going to be, they find that the urban centers are too rushed, and there's been an increase of children being stopped in public parks, at the beaches. So people are, and besides that, the taxes, property taxes have just been blown out of whack and proportion.
So, are you finished with your education, with your seminary education, Ron?
I'm sorry? Say again.
Are you finished with your seminary education? Mary B. wanted to know if you were going back full time in the fall, or if you were already.
Yes,
I
am.
This is your summer.
Yes, it is.
And how did you choose this, or did they choose you?
Well, no one can really pinpoint it. Why we were? It's a calling, let's say. It's a feeling. It's an inner feeling that some people get, that they want to test their vocation in church ministry, and it's a very strict screening process that they put you through before you are even considered to become a seminarian. You are tested, you are interviewed 3 or 4 times, and then you have a psychological evaluation done, and then you have letters of recommendation that you must present to the bishop, and then the College of Bishops will review all the documents and make their decision, yes or no.
And so this came to you in high school, that you were, is this right, that you were wanting to, or you felt that calling and decided to pursue this?
I got the theology just after high school. And I just consulted my local parish priest, and we talked about it, and he said, okay, if you feel that you have a calling toward church ministry, then you can, speak to the local bishop, and they will arrange for a proper interview. It's like applying for a job, Suzanne.
Yeah. It's more than that, isn't it? It's a way of life. I mean, it's a very special calling, because it really requires it's not a job in the sense that you leave it. It's with you always, is it not?
Yes, we are we're known as public servants. We are here to serve the community at large. We are on call 24/7. So you have to sort of, prioritize your lifestyle and don't make it a 7-day-a-week job. Take a day off and, let's say, get the hell out of town. That's what the bishop told me. He said, don't make it a 7-day-a-week job, Ron. Get the hell out.
So, and what do you do for relaxation? Do you fish and do you bird watch? And
I fish, I swim, I read, I hike, I camp, and I cook.
You cook?
I love cooking.
Wow.
Cooking is my labor of love.
Oh, wonderful. And wonderful for the people around you. Who do you cook for?
We have community, I'm involved with the community care in Cannington, Ontario, where we serve the seniors' lunches once a month. And we just put our names in what we'll bring. Either it's going to be like a salad, or it's going to be pasta, or it's going to be something nutritious like a beef stew, a chicken stew, or a cherry cobbler for dessert.
Oh, so what do you like to cook most? What's your favorite dish to cook?
I like them all. I love them all.
Huh? You're making me hungry.
I love them all.
Cherry cobbler. I've got cherries on my trees. Maybe you need to send me a recipe for cherry cobbler, and I will try it.
Absolutely.
With my cherries. Why don't you send me your recipe, and I'll try it, and I'll take a picture of it for everybody. This is too funny.
I'd be very happy to do that for you.
All right, good. I've got fresh cherries to use.
Actually, I've seen your cherry trees on. I guess when Mackenzie's been out training Tanner, or he's been with Oso. I've seen your cherry trees. Yes.
Yes, they're quite laden. This is one of the first years that we've had so many, and we've got a couple different varieties. One is sweeter than the other, and I think a nice combination of both the sweet and then that kind of tart and tangy one.
Right.
Yeah. So you do get out every week. Do you set a specific day aside for yourself? Like, I try to do exit Wednesdays, and I try to make sure that I don't make any appointments on Wednesdays so I can go away. Do you do the same?
I do. It's either Monday or Fridays.
So it really helps, doesn't it, if you set a specific day and then keep it clear.
You've got to get away. You've got to get a change of scenery. You've got to shake the cobwebs off the old gray matter.
Yeah,
and you've just got to unwind. You've just got to go into like the silent world and just unwind.
So, Kukui asked, what motivated you? How did your calling come to you? Did you just start sort of daydreaming about the life as a minister, or was it a difficult choice for you?
It was. Well, should I or shouldn't I? Can I see myself doing this, or can I not see myself doing this? And it was, pro and con. You've got to examine the lifestyle, pro and con, because you're going to be in the eye of the public. People are going to be making demands on you, and you've got to you're called to serve wherever you're sent. It's a servanthood. I find the church ministry a servanthood. You are called to serve wherever you are sent.
And so, did your bishop send you to this particular village?
Yes, he did.
And did he give you a reason why? Did he see something in you that he thought the village could use, or did he see something in the village that he thought would be good for you to learn?
A little bit of both, Suzanne. My background, too, is administration, and the priest that is serving here is he's a young pup, and he's about 2 years ordained. He's a great pastor. but he has no administration skills.
Ah.
So the bishop said, would you mind going to this parish and help out the incumbent there because he has no administration skills, so we can keep everything on track for the diocese? I said, yes, Bishop, I'll be very happy to pack my bags and head up.
So when did you arrive? How long have you been there?
I arrived in about 3 years ago.
Oh, my.
Mm-hmm.
My. And so you're just now completing that service, and you're going to go back to Toronto in the fall.
I will be back in studies just after Labor Day in September the 7th or 8th, and I'll finish my final year of studies and then proceed to ordination.
What an exciting time for you.
I love it.
That's wonderful to hear. It's wonderful to hear that it's the right calling, that you made the right choice.
I hope it's the right calling.
Oh, hang on for a minute. Orso's barking. Oh. Hey, go bark. Go bark.
Okay.
Go bark. Couldn't hear. Go ahead. We clearly don't have what you'd call a television studio. I'm in Jamie's office, and also I saw another dog go by, and he just had to let that dog know that this is his office. You know, life around here is one of continual interruptions of one sort or another, so I lost the train of thought. So back up again. Yeah, catch me up.
I hear you. I know what... because I get interrupted too. In my days, I'm in my office and I'm either deep in thought or I have somebody in my office for counseling or something like that, and all of a sudden someone else walks in and
right, yeah,
you know,
very destructive.
And breaks your train of thought.
It does. So where were we?
Oh, where were we? 1 year, yes, finishing up, heading back to university in September and finishing my final year, and then off to ordination, and then a year, depends on the bishop, 6 months to a year of being assistant curate in a parish, and then, God willing, another year having my own church.
Well,
so 7 years altogether.
My goodness, that's a long time, but I can see why it's necessary. I mean, it's a really important role to a community, and you must confront a lot of issues. People bring a lot of issues to your door.
They do.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, are your parents still alive? And do they still live in Toronto?
Yes, they do. Right now, they have a summer home in Burlington, Vermont.
Uh-huh.
And this is where they spend the summer. And as far as I know, they're very much alive. Mother calls or emails once a week or something like that to make sure everything is all right. You know what mothers are like. Do you need anything? Is there anything we can send you?
Once a mother, always a mother.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if it wasn't for mothers, I wouldn't be speaking to you now.
That's for sure. You have siblings, Ron.
I'm the only child.
The only child. Great. So, you're a deacon, and when did you become a deacon? When is that title official, and what does it designate? Does it designate a certain position in that 7-year course that you are involved with?
Okay, actually, deacon, I should be really deacon to be.
Okay.
The next year, when ordination, God willing, if ordination comes through, then I will be officially, in the eyes of the church, a deacon. A deacon is authorized to conduct marriages, baptisms, funerals, preach, and then any time after that, after ordination to the diaconate, then any time 3 months to 6 months, then the bishop ordains you a priest as long as you have a good track record.
All right. And so do Do you lose the title deacon then when you are ordained?
Actually, years ago, from what I've researched, years ago, it was like the title would be the Reverend Mr. John Smith. But now, today, in the 21st century, they've dropped the Mr. and they just put the Reverend John Smith.
Okay. Well, I sure hope that you will continue with us when you depart for Toronto, and you will take us along and continue to chat with us.
You know I will.
Well, that's fabulous.
I give you my word of honor that I'll be still with you and promoting Dunroven Ranch when I get back.
Well, good.
To the college. So hopefully we'll get some new members out of it.
Yeah, well, I was just so pleased when you did join us. For one thing, we are like your village. I think many of us are retired or close to retirement, and it's just so delightful to have somebody in your position, in your age, and in your area to give us a completely different perspective. I mean, it was really wonderful to be able to have such diversity in our group, and so you bring a lot to us.
I'm very happy, and I thank you for the service you provide for Lolo, Montana, and your surrounding communities. You've been through many challenges, and you've survived them. You're strong-willed. I can tell you're strong-willed. You and your good husband Sterling, and and my thoughts and prayers are with you daily.
Well, thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that. I have a great husband. And I tell you, I get a lot of strength from my internet community. Whenever I get down in the mouth about the county, for example, which is, been a real struggle for us, I would always talk to the people on the chat, and people would buoy me up. Mm-hmm. And, we all need that. Everybody needs that. And I do get that this is the one right for each other. So, for me, it's a beautiful thing.
And next, just to let you know, I think a week from tomorrow you should have another Air Express envelope in your mailbox.
Oh, you are too sweet. You are too kind. I so appreciate all of the support, the emails, the letters. It just really keeps me going. Is there anything you want to ask of me? I've been doing a lot of asking questions. Is there anything you're curious about?
No, from what I've heard, from what I've read your CV, as they say, and your biography, your family. The website has said it all.
Yeah, well, I've really enjoyed finding something so different in the latter part of my life. That, gives me a project and gives me a focus and allows me to do things that I really enjoy and believe in. So this is, technically...
from Alaska, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And the technology has been a real challenge. I mean, the technology goes too fast for those of us who are over 60. I mean, I always have to ask my children. Every Christmas I ask them for the same thing. 1 hour of instruction on my cell phone with no smirking. And they can never manage it without the smirking part.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Does your mother ask you for instructions on her cell phone?
In so many words.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
She's, I think parenthood is a wonderful vocation. It's a wonderful institution as well as marriage. And it's been we deal with people who've been married for 2 years up to 60 years.
Yeah,
they're still finding they're still calling. Says, "What do I do about this?" Or, "My husband and I have just had a big fight. How do I get back to normal with him?" So each day there's a new challenge that we face.
Absolutely, and I really admire somebody like you, Ron, who takes those kinds of challenges on. Because for me personally, I would find it very draining that becoming emotionally involved with people and seeing their sorrows and seeing their hurts and their pains and their joys as well, for sure. Birth of a child, a new job, sharing and all of that. But that kind of sharing, it takes a lot of personal energy. And so
Absolutely.
Tremendous amount.
This is why we have a ministerial association that we meet once a month, all the clergy that meet once a month, and we just have a round table discussion. It's like a support group. We share what problems we're facing. We look for words of encouragement to keep us going. So, and it's like this with you being in business. You have a ranch manager. You have your other staff members where you can sit down and brainstorm and iron any wrinkles out that the ranch may be facing each day, each month, each season.
It's very important to have people that you can discuss those things with. No matter how good an idea you personally have, it will only be better by getting other people involved.
Absolutely.
So
it's wonderful work. We're like I said before, we're called to serve. We're no higher than anybody else. We are down at their level of living, thinking, living, loving, and learning.
I think that's really important, in fact, Ron, that people in your position present themselves as an equal in terms of the challenges, because whenever people have cast judgment on other people, that just pushes them away.
Absolutely.
You're delightful to talk to and to listen to. I wish you were in my community, because I think it's just a really important thing for the church to provide that to people, to, that openness, that acceptance.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, and we never charge. People know that they can come to us, and they know they won't be getting a statement of for professional fees.
Yeah.
To them, because we provide free service.
Right. And sometimes just the telling of something to somebody makes it better.
Yep. You can see it. You can read it in their body language.
Yeah.
And you have eye-to-eye contact. When you have eye-to-eye contact, that tells you you're getting into the crux of the problem. Yeah. They're listening to you. And you learn how to read the body language, because if you don't have eye-to-eye contact with the person you're talking to, and that person is telling you something, and looking up at the ceiling, looking up at the architecture of the building, that person's not being honest with you.
Oh, absolutely. There's no connection.
For a file to open,
That's right. Somebody phrased it, listening to learn and listening to hear. When you listen to hear, you do make eye contact because you care about what the person is saying.
Yes.
And somebody described that form of listening to me, and it was what I had hoped I would bring to my children. I wasn't always capable. We always get distracted at times. Mm-hmm. I think it was really important, and I did notice that when I really did listen to my children, that everything got better for both sides. So,
absolutely.
Very important skill.
It's good that you just have one evening a week, just a family get together. Yes.
Oh, I agree. You would love my husband's family, Ron. In fact, we will have a family reunion here next summer, and when they all come here, I'm hopeful to interview each and every one of them on the chat, because my husband is one of 9 children. 4 of them are stepchildren.
Okay.
my husband's mother died, and his father married a woman who had 4 children whose husband died.
Mm-hmm.
And in this family, there are Buddhists, and there is a shaman, and there are 3 ministers. I think all 3 of them, well, one of them is associated with the Anglican Church of England, and one of them is a Methodist minister out of in California, who for years served the poor of Sacramento, California.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and many of them have had overseas service in one form or another, the Peace Corps, including ourselves, and missions of various types. And my brother-in-law actually ran the Hiroshima Peace Museum in Hiroshima, Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're
Wonderful.
really eclectic, and they have their spiritual lives are different in across a broad spectrum, but they all come together in a very heartfelt, loving way, and I am so pleased to be part of this terrific family. They're just an incredible family, the way that they treat each other and the things that they do with their lives. They're all actively involved in community at one form or another. And they're just fascinating people. And it's been so rich for my children, to be involved with that kind of community.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
Yeah. And they're really an unusual family. We get together every 2 years. We have a fund. And because I'm the banker, I have a business, I'm the one who withdraws money from everybody's account every month so that we can fund these family reunions. That's how committed they are.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's really wonderful, and I feel very blessed to be part of it. But I'd love to introduce them all to you because I think you would enjoy their stories. They've got some incredible stories of some incredible places they've been. And I had one niece who worked with the Mother Teresa Foundation in India. Mm-hmm. She's a doctor. And they just, they really had some interesting experience that we could all learn from. So,
Suzanne, what month is the family reunion next year?
August. They've been coming to Dunrovin most of the time. Now, last year we didn't. We went to Wisconsin. And that's because my children said, we can't have it every year at Dunrovin. We have to have it every other year or every other time. And we do it every 2 years because my children liked going to other places. So.
Where's it? Are you hosting in 2015?
Yes, they'll all be here at Dunrovin, and I'll get them all on camera to talk about their various projects. They really are a phenomenal group. My brother-in-law, for example, in England, he runs a business all on small energy. He works on individual energy resources, so he's trying to get us off of big oil and all of that, and looking more towards what can you do right at your own home, like wind generation and solar generation, and even small hydro. Mm-hmm. He's very, very involved in that technology.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they're a really fun, interesting group of people, I will say.
Well, there's one thing for sure, Suzanne. Like I've said to you, they have no excuse for boredom. Their lives are just filled with challenges and excitement and gratitude. And oh my goodness, it's just it's very impressive.
Well, blessed. And my husband and the thing that really impresses me, Ron, is that this family's ties and their connection and their bonds to each other really came because the parents worked at it, Those 2 parents, they really worked hard at it. And I think that was a huge lesson about working at relationships, working at being the person that you want to be to the people around you and working at it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh. And how's Mackenzie doing these days?
Mackenzie, isn't he wonderful?
He is.
He is such a sensitive, fine person. You know, yes, yes. He treats animals and people with such grace.
He's
And he's small.
For a place to live now?
Yeah,
in the midst of moving?
Yes, you know, the kids that age seem to move around quite a bit.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'm very fortunate to find him. Do you know how I found him?
I read it on the website, yes.
Yes, called him up out of the newspaper.
And what a call it was.
Well, it was great. And you know, that's one of the best things about this whole internet business that I've started is I get an excuse to hang out with all these great young people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're keeping me young. Well, this has just been wonderful. I appreciate your signing up, and I hope that you're going to inspire some other people who have been listening in to sign up for an On the Porch Swing interview. I know I really enjoy it. And
I'm going to start promoting it.
Oh, good. It's fun, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you've got that knack of making people feel so calm. You know, when they get interviewed, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? Oh, what is she going to ask her? What are they going to ask me? Or, you know, and they get nervous as though like being on radio or television, you know.
Uh-huh.
But you have a gift of making people feel calm, cool, relaxed, being themselves.
Well, I appreciate that you're saying that, and I think it's the fact that I like it so much that, you know, it comes through.
Mm-hmm. And we're here to help. We're here to support one another in any way we can. So, you know, there's no lack of support between Canada, United States, and Dunroven. You've got a lot of good people there working with you. You've got some good members, and you know, so it'll grow. Like Rome wasn't built in a day, so you know, Dunroven's going to grow, and Dunroven's going to succeed.
Thank you. I sure hope so, and I know we're all working hard so that it will, and I believe it. I believe it because I believe it's a good thing, and you know, if you just keep at it, a good thing will succeed.
Suzanne, it's been a pleasure speaking with you.
You as well, Ron, and I look forward to getting the cherry recipe, and I'm going to go out there and start picking some cherries in preparation for it.
Wonderful.
You have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for calling.
All right.
Bye for now.
Bye.